According to British information, around 24 countries pledged military and humanitarian aid at a donor conference for Ukraine. British Defence Secretary Ben Wallace tweeted that every option is being considered to assist Kiev in its defense against President Putin's unprovoked and illegal invasion. The conference took place virtually under British leadership on Friday evening. Ministry sources said the military support would include ammunition and anti-tank weapons. Great Britain also offered to use logistical operations to bring the donations to Ukraine. Denmark announced on Saturday that they wanted to send 2,000 bulletproof vests and 700 medical bags to Ukraine. I am pleased that other allies have offered defensive and humanitarian assistance, Prime Minister Boris Johnson tweeted on Saturday. According to a report by the British broadcaster Sky News, the United States and several non-NATO countries were also involved in the conference. The USA, France, Canada, Italy, Great Britain, the EU Commission and Germany have passed further tough financial sanctions against Russia. German government spokesman Steffen Hebestreit announced on Saturday evening that all Russian banks that are already sanctioned by the international community would be excluded from the international payment service system SWIFT. If necessary, other Russian banks are to be added. This is intended to isolate these institutions from international financial flows. At the same time, other governments also announced the decision, including the USA and the EU Commission. The Western states are reacting to the continued Russian invasion of Ukraine. Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich, I mentioned him earlier on this channel, has handed over the management of English Champions League winners Chelsea to the trustees of the football club's charitable foundation. This emerges from a statement from the Premier League club. During the nearly 20 years that I have owned Chelsea FC, I've always seen myself as the custodian of the club, whose job it is to ensure that we are as successful as we can be today while playing a positive role in our community, said Abramovich, which is a big joke by someone being on the side of Putin. He always acted in the interest of the club. Therefore, he's now putting the administration and supervision of the club in the hands of the trustees, Abramovich continued. They are in the best position to look after the interests of the club, the players, the staff and the fans. Abramovich has come under increasing criticism in recent days for his closeness to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Demands for sanctions against the Chelsea owner grew louder. The decision comes just one day before the final of the English League club against Liverpool and the duel between the two German coaches, Thomas Tuchel and Jürgen Klopp, today when I'm filming this. Due to technical problems, the British airline British Airways, or BA, cancelled all short-haul flights from London's Heathrow Airport until midday on Saturday. Customers had been urged to check their flight status before travelling to the airport. Further disturbances were to be expected during the day, it said in a statement. Long-haul flights and all scheduled flights to Gatwick and London City airports were taking place, albeit with delays. Affected passengers would be contacted and given the option of a refund of the flight price or a free rebooking, BA said. We know we have let our customers down and we will do whatever we can to make it right, but for now our focus is on getting as many customers and flights on the road as possible. The difficulties had started on Friday evening. BA initially denied rumors of a complete standstill of flight operations, but the problem seemed to be bigger than initially assumed. According to media reports, the airline's website and app were also said to have been unavailable at times. It is the second time in 10 days that BA has faced major technical difficulties. There was speculation on social media about a possible Russian cyber attack. However, the company ruled that out as a cause. Britain's Prince William and his wife, Duchess Kate, have expressed their solidarity with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Selenskyj and the Ukrainian people. In October 2020, we had the privilege of meeting President Selenskyj and the First Lady and hearing of their hope and optimism for Ukraine's future, the two wrote on Twitter. And they added, "Today we stand with the President and with the entire Ukrainian people who are valiantly fighting for this future. The tweet was signed with the couple's initials W and C. This is a sign that they wrote the message personally. The clear positioning of the second in line to the British throne and his wife on a military conflict abroad should be considered highly unusual. Normally, the British royals are very reserved when it comes to political issues. The British government has cancelled a diplomatic reception with Queen Elizabeth II planned for this week. The reception planned for Wednesday at Windsor Castle will be postponed, Buckingham Palace said on Saturday. The move was made on advice from Secretary of State Liz Truss, but no reason was given. The 95-year-old Queen had cancelled several appointments in the past few days due to a corona infection. The British diplomatic service is also busy at the moment because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. In response to the Russian exclusion from the Eurovision Song Contest, or ESC, in 2022, several Russian broadcasters are leaving the organizer European Broadcast Union, or EBU. The first channel, the state media holding WGTRK, and the radio center Ostankino protested against the move. It would be an inappropriate political victim of a music forum that has always emphasized its non-political status, the station said on Saturday, according to the Russian TASS agency. The decision is by no means the first time that the EBU has interfered politically with the ESC. The broadcasters named the song 1944, with which the Ukrainian singer Jamala won the competition in 2016, an open political manifesto, as well as the exclusion of Belarus in 2021, and used the terms politics biasedly and selectively, it said. The EBU is thus implementing the EU's wishes, even though most members of the Broadcasting Union are not EU members at all. The EBU justified its decision on Friday by saying that a Russian participation could bring the competition into disrepute. Russia began attacking Ukraine on Thursday morning, and Finland and other countries said they will not take part if Russia takes part. Not to forget that part of it. Transport for London, or TfL, on Friday reached a bailout deal with the government to keep the capital's public transport network running until June, after its finances were pummeled by reduced passenger numbers during the coronavirus pandemic. The funding package includes £200 million with a provision for further top-ups if revenues are slower to recover from the pandemic than forecast. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has lifted COVID-19 restrictions in England, and this week TfL dropped the requirement for passengers to wear masks. And you might have seen my video on the threatening bankruptcy. The government has confirmed in this agreement that they support the operation and maintenance of essential and safe transport services in London, enabling us to continue our full and vital contribution to economic recovery, London's Transport Commissioner Andy Byford said in a statement. The funding package lasts, as I said, until June and more until June 24th this year. As part of the plan, TfL is committed to say by the end of March how it will either generate £400 million more revenue or deliver that amount in cost savings in the 2022-23 financial year. London Mayor Sadiq Khan will also consult on ways for TfL to raise revenues by £500 million to £1 billion each year from 2023. Over the past 2 years, the government has repeatedly shown its commitment to London and the transport network it depends upon, by providing close to £5 billion in emergency funding, Transport Minister Grant Shapps said. The support packages must be fair to all taxpayers, and the settlement agreed today provides enough to cover lost revenue from the pandemic, while the mayor follows through on his promise to keep TfL on the path to financial sustainability by 2023, he said. British Transport Minister Grant Shapps said in a tweet on Friday that no Russian private jet can fly in UK airspace or touch down, effective immediately. Putin's actions are unlawful, and anyone benefiting from Russia's aggression in Ukraine is not welcome here. I've strengthened our ban in the UK so that no Russian private jet can fly in UK airspace or touch down, effective immediately, Chaps tweeted. Chaps' move comes after Russia banned British Airlines from landing at its airports or crossing its airspace, following London's ban on the flights of Russian flag carrier Aeroflot imposed in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Poland and the Czech Republic also said they were banning Russian airlines from their airspace, while airlines including IAG, owned by British Airlines, and Virgin Atlantic began routing flights around Russian airspace. And Germany and other countries, meanwhile, followed the same path, and Russian airlines are not allowed anywhere there. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.